What's up, folks? We just pulled up at Thomas's house and I've got the two differentials with me. So today what we're going to do is see if we can take the parts out of one, put it in the other, and try and mix and match these things in order to get one good working diff for my setup. So once he pulls up, we're going to take these things in the garage and see what we can do. Alright, so here we are in the garage. Thomas is bailing me out big time. We just took a look at both of these setups, talked about a few options, and we're going to see exactly what we can do. Worst case scenario, we're just going to weld this crap together, and I'm going to end up with a welded diff. So we'll see what's happening. In the meantime, the V8 LS swapped M3 is actually on the road and driving. So that's what the LS looks like in there. And it's hooked up to stock M3 mufflers. And we definitely need to hear what this thing sounds like. Alright, so now we've got both LSDs basically exposed. This is the new one that doesn't fit. This is the old one that fits. And if you look down there, there's a rod that goes between it. We got to knock that rod out, and then the spider gears will pop out.
This will just fall into a bunch of pieces, hopefully.
Alright, so check it out. We started taking apart both diffs. The new one with the 28 spline has different parts inside. The spider gears are smaller. So what we're going to end up doing is just welding my current diff, which people say you can't do, but we're about to do it anyway. We're going to put the new one back together, and that's going to go back where it came from, and all we're going to keep off of this new one is the 373 gear. Alright, so plan B is happening. Check out that welder. Is that not the biggest welder you've ever seen?
You don't play.
Alright, so what we did is we tack welded this together with the spring in there, then we popped the spring out, and what's next is we're going to cut a plate from steel and plate both sides.
Yep.
Alright, so we've got the diffs all welded up, and hopefully that'll work out. Okay. Even though they said it wouldn't, we'll see. And now the fun stuff. We get to see the V8 M3 start up. Sounds like a Corvette. Completely stock on the outside. Man, that's a clean install. Nothing chopped up on the interior either. Alright folks, that's it for the day. Huge shout out to Thomas, big thanks. Couldn't have done it without him. Definitely follow his channel for all the crazy V8 swaps. I've shown you before what's behind me, the V8 Miata, The other little red Miata that he drifts around, and just everything that he has an LS in it. So definitely check out his channel. See you guys later. Alright folks, I just wanted to add this little last part onto the video. Sorry that what you saw wasn't more detailed than what it was, but I was actually doing more watching on this one than doing more hands-on stuff like what I'm normally doing. It was a learning process for me, so now I know how to rebuild a rear end. Anyways, I know you guys are going to try and call me out in the comments for calling it a welded LSD. I understand that once you weld a differential, it is no longer a limited slip differential. It's just a welded diff. But seeing as how I started with an LSD and I welded an LSD together, it's technically a welded LSD. But anyway, that's splitting hairs. One of the things I wanted to point out is if you're doing an IRS style LSD like what I did, and you want to plate and weld it, you're gonna have to add space in for your axles to come through. So the best thing to probably do would be to weld the plates in on top of the S-clip spring that you have, and that will allow the axles to come through. Right now I have a slight clearance issue with my axles. It's probably 2/8 of an inch, which I'm actually going to end up shaving off the end of my axles. But if you don't want to do that, you're going to want to actually make sure that you have clearance for your axles to actually go in. Solid axle guys, I have no idea what you guys need to do in order to obtain a welded diff, because you have C-clips and all kind of other stuff. I don't really know, sorry. But that's the general concept of it. So that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see how this thing handles when it goes in.